On the eve of her execution, hours after the priest had visited her, that an unexpected encounter brought new torment to her already bleak reality. Chukwuemeka, the man who had been the epicenter of her misfortune, visited her in her cell, and after she had angrily hurled a million insults at him, he, with a vengeful smile, simply said,
"I hope you rot in hell just like Bella."
He exclaimed, his words filled with a hatred that seemed to consume him. Amaka recoiled immediately, stunned by the venom in his words, and for a second, she was paralyzed, only able to watch as he walked away, leaving her with the cruel promise that he would see her for the last time the next day. That meeting left the woman even more isolated in her pain, as a reminder that, in addition to her imminent execution, the real torture was the unwavering hatred of those who condemned her without seeking to understand the complexity of her story. The next day arrived, and the woman hadn't been able to sleep. The night had been a long vigil of despair, each minute dragging by with the heaviness of her sentence and with the judge's visit.
Just like Bella.
And after much reflection, on that fateful morning, the reality of her destiny imposed itself with devastating force on her heart. As soon as the guards came for her, her survival instinct made her scream, denying the inevitable, crying out for justice in a world that seemed to have forgotten its meaning.
No, he's lying! You have to continue with the case!
She shouted, but her words were drowned out by her sentence. The guards dragged her into the execution room, and within a minute, Amaka found herself surrounded by gazes full of anticipation, witnesses, thirsting for justice, or perhaps just the final spectacle of a tragedy, filled the small space.
"You're finally going to pay for your crimes, you murderer!"
Some murmured, as her head was forced into the hanging rope, her despair growing as the reality of her imminent end approached. The tension filled the room, a mixture of anticipation and horror, as they prepared the woman for execution. She could feel the weight of every gaze fixed on her, each one echoing the judgment that had condemned her. And when everything was ready, in the midst of this whirlwind of emotions, the guard in charge of the execution approached with a question that carried the weight of a final farewell.
"Do you want to say your last words?"
Yes, I do.
Amaka managed to say, her voice firm despite the fear that consumed her. It was then that she noticed, even in her state of agony, a satisfied smile on the judge's face, who was sitting in the audience, watching everything. An expression that gave her an unexpected strength to reveal a truth she had kept hidden for so long.
If you execute me now, I will take with me the truth about the kidnapping of little Bella. I know where she is because I'm her mother. She's alive, and I can prove it. Get that asshole's cell phone.
She declared, her voice gaining strength with every word. The room plunged into shocked silence, and everyone turned to Chukwuemeka. Her lawyers immediately asked for the execution to be stopped. And so she was paralyzed by the magnitude of her revelation. The judge, trying to maintain his verbiage of authority, quickly tried to discredit her.
"That woman is crazy. Hang her now."
He ordered angrily, but the convict didn't let herself be silenced.
Do you deny that she is on your grandparents' farm?
She challenged him, making the man swallow his fear, his mask of confidence finally falling. He once again accused her of being crazy and got up to leave. However, the detectives present, acting with a new urgency in the face of the shocking turn of events, intervened.
"Please, sir, we need you to sit down and give us your cell phone."
One of the officers said, facing Chukwuemeka's fury.
"Do you know who you're talking to? I could have you arrested."
He retorted, but his defensiveness only served to arouse more suspicion. While Amaka had her neck removed from the rope and the judge was detained for questioning, the world outside began to absorb the impact of the news. The press, in a frenzy, covered every development, and the case that seemed closed opened up again, full of possibilities and questions. With the execution cancelled, Amaka became the center of global attention, with everyone eager to understand the reasons behind this unprecedented decision. In the interrogation room, the air was tense, charged with the gravity of the revelations that had just come to light. The convict, in custody, finally had the opportunity to tell her story. Should I continue this story? Tell me in the comments. If you don't subscribe to my YouTube channel, I'm afraid you might not see me again. So hit the subscribe button now for more interesting stories. Thank you.